Well, they weren't the only top picks that were in action last night. Let's check in on Mr. Shaedon Sharpe and Jalen Duren, as well as Jaden Ivey. You can see there some of the top picks that were in action, Banchero versus Smith Jr. But then in the next game, we got to take a look at Shaedon Sharpe. And just a reminder for our NBA viewers out there, Shaedon Sharpe had not played in an organized basketball game in months, right, after going to Kentucky. But he left the game with a shoulder injury. He didn't return after playing just a handful of minutes. On the flip side, though, Detroit, they got it going high flying early, Richard.
Yeah, no, Detroit, they have a young nucleus. Yes. They have a young crew of guys. And, look, they should be really, really excited about the future of Detroit basketball. But you know, it's tough. I hate to see a young guy not be able to get in there after just a few minutes, and so maybe they're being cautious, but Ivey was special out there.
He did not disappoint. I mean, in a well-rounded game, he scored the ball, he rebounded the ball, he got an assist, he got out in open court, flying around for alley-oops. I'm really excited to see, you know, everyone's saying he's a John Morant-ish, and if he's anything like that, John Morant's one of the most special players we have in this game, so he definitely did not disappoint last night.
Well, some folks, they compare him to John Morant because his mother actually coached John Morant. She was assistant coach with the Memphis Grizzlies. She's now the women's head coach at Notre Dame.
Slicing it.
And she's been coaching him to do that. I mean, he was impressive. He was special, Rich.
Yeah, no, he was. But again, this is where you want to see the league. Like, this is where a young player can get this out here. Oh, okay.
Get it off. I love it. Yeah. Summer League, now's the time to do it.
Do it all. Have all the fun that you want. Start to understand the speed, the physicality, the way the referees call it. A lot of this is about spacing. Spacing is different than what it is in college, and you start to realize, wait, I can go full speed downhill. I can go do this because the spacing is different. For example, I average 11 points a game in college. I average 10 points a game my rookie year because the game is different. It's spaced differently. It's open differently.
Well, but now we're a couple weeks removed from the draft. Detroit, they were getting a lot of praise for how they drafted coming out of the draft. What do you think now that you've seen them in action in summer league?
I just like, I mean, not only their summer league team, but their young star, his confidence. And like Richard said, they have a young core and they're building and they're adding pieces here and there. So obviously you're not going to see immediate results for this team, but in the next 2 or 3 years, this is going to be a really fun team that plays hard and might put themselves on the map.
They have a little bit more, it feels like. I was talking to Dwayne Casey about this yesterday. They're starting to have an identity. Even if it's a fledgling identity, even if it's a building team identity, they are no longer in a wasteland. Yeah. They're exactly playing hard.
Yep.
Well, and I know people make it seem like playing hard should be a given, but there is a skill when you're playing hard in the game. And the last thing I'll say, that transition from Drummond and Blake Griffin, it takes a couple of years. It takes a couple of years for those picks to add up. It takes a couple of years to get players in that you feel like can contribute. So I like what they're doing. I think they have a great coach. And look, when Detroit gets rolling, the city.
Detroit.
Don't do that. I still have PTSD.
Then I'll do it louder. Detroit.
And also, real quick, too, I like what they did. They added a lot of younger, still retired, but younger guys. Rashard Lewis, Jason Maxiell, Keith Bogans, to have this guy around these young cores, because I feel like there's so much of a disconnect sometimes with older coaches and older coaching staffs and with this young crop of players. So I like that they kind of bridge the gap with these younger assistant coaches.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.